Okay, got my order from GNR. Hey, buddy. I'm surprised you're not still sleeping. Ted had an incredible walk today. All right, so you've seen the other cap. And you saw how the anodes or whatever were concave. Now let's look at these. Yeah. These are not. As you can see, those look considerably better. And also no cracks. Wow, look at how much bigger that is. Like I said, I'm absolutely amazed that that thing was running. Suzuki, Mitsubishi, and Cushman. Should be able to get my fingers to work better than this, but not today, I guess. Get out of there, little feller. I'm gonna put you down for a second. Yeah, that looks way better. Alright, so this is the old cap that I took off for comparison. Wish I could get on more of an angle to show you just how bad that was. So the only thing making that cap work at all was just magic as far as I can see. Oh, and there's also little cracks. So the cap had little cracks in it as well. And then the rotor, this is after I cleaned the rotor off. The rotor was totally cut. You can probably see the pittings on this side here, if I hold this thing steady enough. So that's so carboned up that that shouldn't have been making a connection at any point during the process. Top looked okay, the spring looked good, although the spring was not coming up as high as the other one did. When I took the other one out of the package, the spring was up to about this high above the surface, which probably didn't make a huge difference anyways, because it's going to come down to here anyways. But it just goes to show you just how bad this stuff was. One thing I did do is I kept the hardware from this, because the hardware that ships with the new cap doesn't have a bolt head on. So this is what came with the new cap. And they're just Phillips, and they probably would work just fine. But I really like being able to reach in there with a socket. Because if I can get in there with a socket, even if it's kind of corroded, I can still work it back and forth. If you get a Phillips corroded, that's going to round out real quick, and then you're drilling it out, or you're having to do something crazy. So these I really did not like. So I just reused my original hardware for that. The new wires all fit fine. They've got a decent connection on them. The one that goes to the coil, I had to expand both ends of it because it kept falling out of the cap and it kept falling out of the coil. But that's no biggie. It's got a slot in it, and I was able to expand it. As you can see, I gotta deal with a few rust issues here, but nothing crazy. And that's my winch line. I'm actually getting ready to extend that with some quick connectors, so that's why that's tied up there. Other than that, she's ready. Even I'm amazed at how much I miss this little monster. I've been driving my car around, but like the other day I had a quick job to do this with some tree trimming, which is how I discovered that I was having some problems to begin with anyways. I got everything in the bed of this truck. When we went to load up my wife's Tacoma, it was a much tighter fit because, once again, there's no fender wells in the cargo bay. The cargo bay is actually considerably longer. I had to leave the tailgate down on my wife's truck because there's just no way to get all that stuff in there. So this carried everything, and I had plenty of space to spare. My wife's truck didn't. And I'm not buying one of those quad cab Tundras, so forget it. All right, that's plug 1, plug 2, and plug 3. They actually don't look as bad as I was expecting. I was glad to get some new ones in there, just because I'm sure that'll help. But the anodes don't look terribly burned out. A little on the rich side, but I kind of expect that. I mean, this truck is a 1992 and it's carbureted. It's not a huge surprise. Oh yeah, It is out of gear. That's what I like to hear.